All right, guys. Just kind of getting this all actually. I bet you can't hear me. Oh. Let me try this. All right, you can probably hear me. While I wait for people to get in here, since we are live today, I am going ahead and checking, getting the weather up and getting everything like that. So welcome to everybody. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. I know we start out a little bit late on this one. Obviously, the first game, the Reds and the Mets have already started. The internet has been going at about 1 megabyte per second. So I wasn't able – I tried to do a video earlier, and it was like 4 hours to upload with the internet being how it was. So I'm just going to do a video like this. Internet is currently running at a speed of 3.3 megabytes per second, which is absolutely stupid, considering I'm supposed to be getting 40. So I'll be upgrading that hopefully. But I wanted to get a video out. I want to go live. I want to go through stuff. We do have a full slate. Obviously, there's early. The cheat sheet's out there, and you can check out the cheat sheet. We're not going to have any lineups for the early-only slate. We're going to have it for main, but we have the cheat sheet out there already. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Yeah, Randy, the megabytes are stupid. And they tell me there's nothing wrong, that if I want to run a speed test, I need to plug in and be wired. That's not what I paid for. You don't, it's 2018. I'm going to assume, unless you're a hardcore gamer, you're not wired in. I buy it obviously for wireless. And I told him it's not feasible. I'm downstairs and the modem's upstairs. I don't have a 100-foot Ethernet cord. And then I just ended it. I was just being a jackass to him because I'm paying $80 a month for 2 megabytes a second average. So anyway, let's move on. Let's go to weather. We do have some weather concerns that we do need to kind of address. Seattle and the early Seattle and Texas, there's a chance of rain. It's Texas, probably maybe a little bit of delay, but should be good. Atlanta and Washington has been the same exact storm for the past, 3 days. You never know what's going to happen. There's a chance they could delay the start. They could play until there's a delay. They could postpone it since they're in the same division. This one's kind of iffy for me. So kind of monitor that situation. I probably would stay away from the pitching. It's going to be hot in Washington and muggy. It's going to be humid, like we say all the time. If it's humid and warm, a lot of the times the ball's going to fly out of there. Same thing could happen. So I'd be looking at bats just to be safe because the pitching, you never know. They could start the game. The pitcher could go out there, pitch 2 innings. There's a 2-hour delay. He's not going to come back out and pitch, most likely. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to look at the bats if you are going to be looking at that game. Minnesota, Cleveland, which I believe last night it looks to be they could possibly do the same thing and delayed start on this one. I don't think it'll be postponed. I think if there's anything, it will be a delayed start. It's like the same system has been sticking around. So just kind of pay attention there, see what we've got going on. But yeah, so other than that, those are the weather concerns. We finally got a great game in for the Yankees at the White Sox. Perfect weather. Same thing in Milwaukee. They have a dome, so it doesn't really matter. Kansas City, everything's good. So Oakland, the Dodgers at the A's. Wind is blowing out, but it's Oakland Coliseum, guys. So we're good. We're good there. So I want to look at the pitching matchups. Once the website loads, we'll go over all the details. We'll go over the early slate. And this will be for people who are here live. Obviously, by the time this probably goes live on YouTube, well, the early slate's already started. So we're not – no, not necessarily. I bet the early slate does not include DeGrom. So we'll just go over it. Mariners at the Rangers. We pretty much saw the Mariners and the Rangers we saw. I'm pretty sure I feel Felix Hernandez should probably retire by now. He's had 2 very, very poor seasons in a row. He's not getting any older. I know the Mariners hopefully they'll make it to the playoffs for him finally, but he has not shown much. He just has. Without looking at the numbers, I don't know how many miles he has on his arm. I don't know how many pitches he's thrown. I don't know how many games he's started, how many innings he has on his arm. It's done. I'm looking at the Rangers again as a stack. You got this could be a high-scoring game here. Mariners at the Rangers. Marco Gonzalez versus Giovanni Gallardo. Gonzalez 30 plate appearances, 308 batting average. Gallardo 114 plate appearances, 245. I don't see it. I don't see pitching. I don't see why you would go pitching. I think you could be looking at just if you want to stack this game early, go ahead. Rougned Odor has been on fire. Nelson Cruz has been on fire. Joey Gallo has not been on fire, but when he gets hot, I mean, he just hits home runs or he strikes out. So next game is Pirates at the Rockies. Chris Archer, Herman Marquez. The problem here is it's in Coors, so that does scare me. With Archer, 31 plate appearances against the Rockies, 172. You could go with that as a GPP because we saw what they were able to do yesterday. But I don't trust – it's Colorado. You never know what's going to happen in Coors Field. So GPP-wise, I would go there. Either pitcher Marquez is 43 plate. I mean, it's pitchers the opposing team, but it is Coors, so you never know what's going to happen. And don't forget, guys, get your questions in to the chat while you're here. I'll answer those. Hopefully, I'll be able to go through and probably answer the questions for you while I'm talking. So after the video goes live and gets posted to YouTube, that's where I want you to do the home run contest, the pick a player, who you think is going to hit a home run and what inning. If you get both of those correct, you win a free month of MLB DFS content. And we'll talk about some other things. Once I get done with baseball, I want to talk about the fantasy football. I want to talk about what's upcoming and just the website in general. So if you have any questions about the website, ask those and I'll answer those once I get done with what we're talking about. So the next game is Phillies at the D-backs. Vince Velasquez versus Patrick Corbin. Velasquez, 40 plate appearances, 189 batting average. Patrick Corbin, 28 plate appearances, 231. It's being played at Chase Field. The problem there is it's Coors Field Jr. You could use either of these pitchers, but I think you'd probably want to go GPP-wise over cash. Tigers at the Angels. Blaine Hardy versus Jaime Barria. Blaine Hardy, 12 plate appearances, 200 batting average, so not a lot going on. Jaime Barria's never faced them before, so you could use him I think you could use Barria as a GPP just because the Tigers are going down. I kind of like that. Braves at the Nationals. This is the one that is upsetting because I really like Mike Fulton-Navich, but the weather is a concern here. Fulty's 199 plate appearances, 264 batting average. That's good. Then you got Tommy Milone, 33 plate appearances, 242. I still like a Brave stack here, but if the weather – obviously we are 6 hours before the first pitch, so the weather can shift. Maybe do something like that. So I do like Fulty, though. Red Sox at the Blue Jays. Brian Johnson versus Mike Hochschild. Brian Johnson, 49 plate appearances against the Blue Jays, 366 batting average against him. I love the Blue Jays as a contrarian stack. I think people will be off of them, but they can put up a ton of runs. Hochschild, I don't know. He must be taking the spot start of Jay Happ's spot, and John Axford started it last time. So I'm assuming that's the spot he's taking. It's the Red Sox. I obviously it doesn't matter. This could be a high scoring game, but somehow Brian Johnson will probably come out and throw a no hitter or something. But he has not fared well against the Blue Jays. Orioles at the Rays. Andrew Kashner versus Ryan Stanek. Andrew Kashner, 63 plate appearances, 278 batting average. Coming off a terrible game against the Rangers, where he went 1.2 innings with a 54 ERA, I believe. Ryan Stanek, you know you're going to get maybe 2 innings out of him. 18 plate appearances, 188. You could play the game what we did on Sunday, where you use Stanek as your SP2, and just hope that he gets the strikeouts in the 2 innings. He can get you like 15 fantasy points. Be a super cheap option, and then load up on bats. But I don't know how well that worked for you guys on Sunday because nobody told me on Monday. So kind of pay attention there, but that's pretty iffy. And it is the Orioles, though, so you never know what's going to happen. So that could be a GPP play for you. Twins at the Indians, Jake Odorizzi versus Mike Clevenger. Odorizzi, 165 plate appearances, 260 batting average. Clevenger, the Twins against him, 63 plate appearances, 278. I think this probably is that one that gets a delayed start. Clevenger's been pretty damn good this season, though. So I wouldn't mind either of these pitchers in GPP, to be fair. Cardinals at the Marlins. John Gant versus Trevor Richards. Overall, Gant has been really good this season. He's been serviceable. He's came up due to injuries, and he's performed well. 10 plate appearances, 400 batting average, so 4 hits. So, I mean, that's not a lot, but it just looks bad. But a 20% K rate. It is the Marlins, so you could be looking at Gant. GPP-wise, Trevor Richards, 16 plate appearances, 250 batting average. Don't like him. Next game is the Yankees at the White Sox, which it's Luis Severino. So a month ago, I would have said absolutely he's the stud of the day. He's the picture, blah, 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 blah. But he has struggled this season. But if there's a team that he could right the ship on, it should be the White Sox. I say that because CC Sabathia had 12 strikeouts yesterday in 5.2 innings or something like that. The White Sox are very bad. The Yankees have not been playing well. They've taken the first 2 games. They did take extra innings. Sonny Gray came in, and all I'm reading on the message boards are how, game's over, Sonny Gray's coming in. It's just bandwagon fans that are just pathetic. Just give him time. Severino here, 47 plate appearances, 217 batting average, and a 40.4 K rate. Let's hope Severino's back. This would be the game that should show if he's back or not. He hasn't had life on his breaking balls as of late. Maybe he righted the ship. Maybe he didn't. We'll see. He's got a terrific matchup against the White Sox. I really like Severino here. I think he might be chalk, though, because it is his name, and it's the White Sox. Padres at the Brewers, Brett Kennedy. Never pitched before, especially against the Brewers. Julio Shashin, 56 plate appearances, 353. I actually don't like either of these matchups here. The bats are probably what's going to come alive more than the pitching. Cubs at the Royals, Jose Quintana versus Heath Fillmeyer. Quintana, 228 plate appearances, 278 batting average. I kind of like Quintana here. I don't like Fillmeyer, especially against the Cubs. We saw what the Cubs did last night. Fillmeyer is not as good as Brad Keller from last. I mean, they're about even. I don't trust him, though. And then the last game on the slate is the Dodgers at the Athletics. You got Clayton Kershaw, 62 plate appearances, 138 batting average in Oakland Coliseum against Mike Fiers, making his Oakland debut, 67 plate appearances, 150 batting average. Fiers has been on fire. Lack of the pun there, but Kershaw, you're going to be paying up a ton. And let's see. I don't think Kershaw has gone that far deep into games. Now, I think it's due to the fact of, they understand that if Kershaw goes through this entire season like he has in the past, puts a lot of miles on his arm, he just doesn't. Let's see. What the last time Kershaw hasn't even made it 8 innings this entire season. The most he's gone was 7.2 innings, and that was against Atlanta on July 27th. The rest of them are 7 innings. And he's super expensive. He's got a 5-5 record, only 98 Ks and 2.55 ERA. While his ERA is good, you're paying for those strikeouts, and they just aren't there. They're not there this season. He had 7 strikeouts in his last game, 8-5, 8-5, 2-6, 4-5. I mean, this is the guy, he's had 1 game in double-digit strikeouts. And this is the guy where you're used to paying up for because we're getting double-digit strikeouts all the time. So I honestly, and he's facing one of the hottest teams in Oakland right now, I can't trust it. to let you know, I really like this slate. I think a lot of people are going to be off of it a little bit. It is a Wednesday slate. The main slate, I love the main slate compared to the early slate. Plus, we're not going to do an early slate, so that's what we're looking at. So, questions: can I use the free month for NFL? Unfortunately, it's MLB only. Aldrin. What we will be having is I'll try to figure something out for NFL. I'm not 100% sure how I could, what kind of contest we could have for NFL to win a free week for the next week or something. Yeah, it'd probably be, it just depends on what we can do for the NFL. I'm not sure yet, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think, maybe that'll be a poll I can put on Twitter or something. So if you don't follow us on Twitter, at FantasyAdvice22, you can follow us there. Delvin says you should switch it up and do a stolen base contest / what inning. Just a thought, because sometimes home runs are too predictable. I like that. I don't mind that. Final score for NFL, that would be tough. I want it to be a little bit easier than final score. Maybe each week we can guess what quarterback's going to end the week. Well, now that I don't know, I'll have to figure it out. I'll figure something out. What we've done in the past is a 20-man FanDuel, and a 20-man league, and each week whoever wins that week gets the next week for free content. But unfortunately, only 20 people can play, and then towards 6 weeks in, people stop playing and they give up, and then we can't give their spot to somebody else. So I'll have to look into it. I'll look into it. But looking at that, if anyone here has any questions, you can comment below. But that's pretty much what I've got right now. Hi, Bryce. If we're looking at bats, we can look at bats real quick. Let's check it out, if it'll load. It's not loading right now. We do have the bats on the cheat sheet. So if we're just looking for home runs, see what we've got going on. I mean, there's not much going on. Dozier against Fires is 5 for 23 with a double and 2 home runs. Salvador Perez against Quintana is 19 for 63 with 4 doubles and 2 home runs and a triple. Perez is just a singles machine lately. Alex Gordon against Quintana, 15 for 52 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Lindor against Odorizzi's 5 for 11 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Jose Ramirez against Odorizzi's 3 for 11 with 2 home runs. Encarnacion against Odorizzi, 6 for 37, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Nelson Cruz against Gallardo, 6 for 10, 2 home runs. There's not anyone that jumps out that home run for the contest today. So an Indian stack against Odorizzi with Lindor, Ramirez, and Encarnacion are the, I guess, go-to stack. Couple KC. Yeah, just send an email, support@dailyrotohelp.com, and I'll get you that link. Manny Machado against Fires is 2 for 8 with a home run. So there's no one that jumps out. If you're looking for the top bat on the slate, batting .302, Salvador Perez against Quintana, like I said, 19 for 63. The Royals are actually not a bad, if you want to go contrarian stack, because he's usually a better second half pitcher, but I think a lot of people might be off of the Royals stack here. If you want to go contrarian, I'd go Perez, Escobar, Alex Gordon, be a cheaper stack there. So That's pretty much what I've got for you today. Once the video goes live and it's on YouTube, go ahead and comment who you think is going to hit home run and what inning. And if you're correct, you'll win. I haven't had a video the past couple of days. The internet's been absolutely terrible. So looking at that, I'll look back, and if there's anyone, so Aldrin, if you want to go ahead and email me, I'll get you covered there. Also, a couple things. We do have the NFL, the rest of the MLB season and the NFL package. We have 25 packages left. You can get the rest of the entire NFL season, which includes FanDuel, DraftKings, Yahoo projections. You got a cheat sheet for it. You've got the slate breakdown of matchups that we like. It's detailed player breakdown each week, and that is a premium content. You can't get it for anything other than being a subscriber to the NFL page. It's unlike the baseball, where the baseball article is absolutely free. You have to be a subscriber to get that. You get lineups, which you mix and match with, and the rest of the MLB season for $99. Once those 25 coupons are gone, it's gone. It jumps up to $150. So, yeah. So, I mean, if you're interested in it, we've got that. If you want to check out a day pass for MLB to see what we offer, and then after that, you can get that $99 package. Go ahead and do that. I do have a fantasy football league. I believe we have. What do we have? I think we have 10 teams right now. I would do a max of 14. It's a $100 buy-in, so if you guys want to get in, email me, support@dailyrotohelp.com, and you can PayPal me the money. 5 people have PayPal'd already. 2 of them haven't, but I know them in real life, so I will get their money. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to post messages, and we're going to figure out when we can do a draft, because we've got a month, guys. And the easier the better, to try and get up to 14 people to agree on one day, one time to draft. Pretty tough. So if you are interested, let me know. I am going to email out a blast email and see if anyone is interested to join. If I can't, I will do 10. I would prefer 12. I would go up to 14, but that's pretty much what we'd stop at. We did it last year. It's a $100 buy-in this year. It was a $50 buy-in last year. And first place was $400, second place was $200, and third place won money, got $100. So we're going to obviously up the stakes there with the buy-in being in there. So any questions, email me or comment below here, and I will answer those. That is all I've got for you guys. Good luck today, and as always, bring them that bacon, guys. Peace.